Welcome, 6th of July. Finally, the long weekend is almost over. And there are some things that probably might happen next week. It's not going to be big on liquidity, but maybe on volatility. Let's see how it's going to take it off. Eventually, yeah, we had a long weekend behind us. And on the last minute, the bill got signed. Let's see how that's going to play out for the whole world and the rest of the situation. I'm not really keen on that one. I don't care about it. It's shit. I mean, it is what it is. It's politicians, and they get by day more stupid and stupid. So, doing the things what we are doing the best, cards, and that's why I'm gonna focus today. And I'm gonna go by some things that I'm kind of heavy leaning towards. Let's see how that's gonna play out for the next week. So, on the lower time frame, we grab most of the liquidity. There is still some left. This is not much accurate, but just to give a kind of a feel of how deep we still can go, we're kind of grinding it into it. Going to the mid time frame, we still have a bigger pocket above us that we didn't even take out last week. So there is some potential, but still there's some more potential to go and grab lower time frame and lower liquidity, choose to have a bigger bounce, right? So that's why I'm kind of aiming for that it might happen. We saw some dead price action through the weekend. We had some drop off, not much. It was just a small retracement, and after that we had some really keen dead price action that literally nothing happened in the market, and now we just had a one liquidity grab. Let's see if we're gonna carry on. If not, we're gonna drop and take over the 105-ish area. On the higher time frame, still not much change, still the same liquidity pocket above us. The biggest still there. It's kind of ish getting bigger and bigger by the week, if you can tell. So they're stacking on it. There is not that significant bigger liquidity to the downside, but still it's much more nicely to grab that, to have a bounce and to regain the whole resistance, right? So looking at the 24-hour long and shorts, still more to the downside. I'll say more shorts are stacked. Longs are getting a little bit back in the game. It's nothing major yet, but if you're gonna see this quite a flip through the next week, through the first couple days, then we might see some retracement, right? So just because the ratio is still kind of middling as well, not much different on that side. And on the accounts, they are a little bit more on the shorts than on the longs. So we technically should go higher, but the price action doesn't look like yet for it. I'm gonna go by that in a second. Looking at the bits, that's this whole freaking dead price action been held by just a couple hundred, or not even just 150-ish bits of Bitcoin, and that's got pulled. We went higher. We went for the 401-ish. That got pulled 3 times and then re-entered again into it. So it's kind of they are holding the price action. The bigger wall above us been moved lower-ish area. So that's already a sign that that wall finally got like re-established. We can say like that. We have one below us as well on 107.5-ish area. So that's holding the whole price action what we just settled through the weekend. If we start to fail that, let's see if this is gonna hold us. If so, yes, that's gonna be bounced. It's gonna take us around this 110-ish area. If not, we might go lower because they are still to the lower side. They are stacking a little bit more. So there is a reason apparently. They know something more than we know. That's why I'm keying as well to the downside than to the upside because there is not much to grab. I'm considering the bids as well more likely for bigger whales and sentimental or exchanges, and as well bigger companies as take profits area as well most of the time. So there is a reason why they are there, right? So for example, over here, this is the first time we see a bid on 118 area, right? That high and that big as well. So there is a reason why they are there and why they want to go there. So that's as well like a kind of a take profit area for the push to the upside. If that's gonna happen, then yeah, that might be the reasoning, and that's been settled from last Wednesday. smaller amounts and they start to grow, right? It's quite heavy on 400 bits on it, so that's 400 Bitcoin what's laying around there to wait to get grabbed. Either way, so like as mentioned, the wall got pulled, gets lowered. So if that's gonna hold, we might get pushed lower to grab the bits below us, right? Hello, Prabhu. Hello. So that's on the bits. I'm gonna put it on the side for me. And forgot to play something for myself because it's quiet on my side. So volatility. I want to talk about that a little bit more, just because there's a lot of happening in the market, but VIX is still facing lower, and we are kind of in that whole chain of lower price action, right? We don't create any highs, we don't create any lower highs. We're constantly going lower, so we still breaking. But eventually, what I'm aiming for, kind of, we always do that, right? This is the bigger chamber, what we've been into it, right? Oh, they do. Right over here was a smaller one, and then we had to pop up kind of fish. Hello, let's be. So technically, we will have a bigger pop. When that's gonna happen, one knows. But we are kind of like preparing for myself for it. That's why I'm always keeping the 14 area, the 19 as a mid, and the 24-ish as a high. So technically, right now, what you kind of want to be aiming for is any gain of this structure, right? So we're gonna create any high closing above and start to change the whole movement, right? So we're gonna have a change of character, but that's on VIX. If that happened, then the shit goes through the roof always, because it's having quite a big impact on that one. That's why I'm always looking at the VIX, how it behaves. Plus, as well, on top of that, I'm looking at 24 hours on BitMax, because that slightly and quite heavily been changed through weeks already and months. What we did over here, we seriously going lower, right? And measuring that, the lowest what we've been, it was 0.17-ish area, 0.20-ish, you can say, and we are quite close to that. So I'm aiming, when we start to grind that a little bit lower, we will see more volatility coming in and finally have a pop. That's what I'm aiming for. I mean, technically, that's what I'm kind of wishing for as well, but it is what it is. We will see how that's going to play out eventually in the long run. So far, we kind of, every single time we did this on the weekly, on the Wave Master, we had a bigger pop, right? It's going to be the squeeze, and then we start to popping it. So that's what I'm aiming for and waiting for it as well. That's on the wicks. And like you are seeing right now, we have on the hodl bot buy signal flashing. It's not settled yet. It's not confirmed. It's flashing till the 1 hour is going to be close over here or even below, right? Coming higher, that's not going to be happening. But that one technically will be counter trade, right? Looking just on the oscillators, how they are behaving and how heavy they are, or technically already overheated, like 71% on the strength. On chain 74. I'm still facing the volatility suit. I need to dive in a little bit more into it. I didn't figure out yet the best strategy for it, but kind of ish goes some direction, but I'm not keen on that one yet. And of course, the Wave Master, right? We had the spike up today. We grabbed the liquidity. We went into the band. We had the one pocket of 500 bits over here laying down. That's what's holding us right now. Oscillator with the bots, high frequency bots, they are stacking a little bit lower already and decreasing quite heavily. So I'm aiming, if that's gonna be correct, we might see some retracement on that one. Momentum indicator, much better than volatility. Yeah, for each their own, of course, right? But what's as well keen on 1 hour on the Bitcoin, we have a bigger overlapping order books above us, so that's gonna be as well like critical area if we start to regain anything around 1 or 10, 110-ish area. If not, I'm aiming for the daily. If that's not gonna hold 1082, we might fail and go to Q3, sorry. That area right here. Right? Just because that's gonna be as well your stop loss area. So if we're gonna go straight to the stop loss, we might grind it after the signal's gonna be confirmed. So you might maybe see something like this, grind a little bit higher, one more wick into it, then start to fail, right? It's all still possible on that side. But so far, we might see some retracement on 1 hour. But that's on 1 hour, so it's nothing major yet. Then on the metrics wise, we grabbed the 150 axis, quite significant. There is some above us, but we still have some dead zone liquidity in between. And we technically, what we are doing right now, or what we did with the big move to the upside, very retest the previous structure perfectly, kind of. So I'm keen on that one. If we start failing and retracing, so that's going to be the bearish retest, and we might still go lower to grab the 106.5-ish price action. If that's going to failing, we might go to 105. Yeah, 105.5-ish area over here. So that's my next area for Bitcoin. I have quite a lot of TP set up on that one. On the short one, I'm still in. Longs, I'm not really aiming for that one because I'm already on bigger long on Bitcoin from here. So that's only take profit area, but I'm not gonna reload it yet till we're gonna go a little bit lower. So I'm fine with that. And looking at the flow index, alts having their run this weekend. So they kind of didn't do much of the biggest numbers, but they still accumulating quite heavily and nicely. So that's a really nice way to see that the alt starts to pick up. Large caps start to decrease, and shitcoins are going as well a little bit more and having some run. Right, it's nothing major yet, but it's nice to see that they start to pop up a little bit more. Volatility is still as low as it can get. So yeah, nothing major. We didn't do bigger volatility since freaking summer, yeah, before the all-time high. So yeah, that's as well a takeaway on it. Ecosystems, you can see as well, memes are really taking over. That's nice. If you are in some of the fucking casino coins, then happy you, take some profits on the way. Like the gamble, then you might guess. DEX are still doing their thing and quite nicely keeping up with 30%. So that's nice to see as well. UCT picked it up as well from the move the 92%. They are already over the 100. So yeah, there is some incoming already USDT in. Bitcoin, it's going a little bit higher than the kitties somehow. Yeah, Bitcoin have a little bit more around it. Filecoin pick up a little bit more. Hype is a little bit waiting for the move that Bitcoin's gonna do. So I'm gonna go and go by that in a second. And Dixie start to recover as well from the lows. But that's gonna be for short term, I guess. That's not gonna hold for a while. Anyhow, we still are grinding a little bit higher on the whole cluttered, what you see over here. We've been doing that since a couple week or two-ish already. So yeah, if it's gonna be some retracement incoming, then we're gonna see it as well on the money inflow. Dominance, that's gonna be interesting as well. Still doing higher highs on that one. Technically, this is all from quite an age. My area that we might top on that one. Why? Because we technically did it 3 times already, and that's gonna be my area that we might grind into it. That's gonna be the bigger failure, and you might see the alt season right coming in. So still a way to go for it. If there's gonna be sooner, fine by me. But this is kind of the area what I'm aiming for, 70% ish. So there is still some running to do. So far, dominance are decreasing, right? Bitcoin a little bit. It's not much what we do, and yeah, I'll start going. So technically, the money inflow capital index shows exactly the same thing what dominance doing as well. So that's good, great. CME still not. I mean, we kind of ish regained it back, but I really need to see the open on it just because of the long weekend and Independent Day and a half day of the market that's been open. So the numbers right now are a little bit off. And from today daily open, the new open tonight from the Asia, we're gonna see exactly if there's gonna be a CME gap, yes or no. I don't think so. It's gonna be maybe a small one or not, but that's nothing major to add to anything right now. That the rest of it. Oh, I'm gonna go by ETH quite quick because I have the chart over here. That one is still grinding and regain the Q3, so that's fine. I like that if they gonna hold that. But we didn't flip the Q4 so far, and we are kind of in the middle of the range, 2.566. If we start to regain the Q4, then it's gonna be going quite heavily to the upside, and maybe we still gonna see this move right after we settle the low. But let's see. If still have some things to do. But on the daily, like you see, we are kind of aiming to be overheated as well, and maybe it's a time as well for it to have some retracement and cool off. But that's nothing major yet. Till we really gonna see some indicators popping in on that one. So far, so good. If we start to losing Q3, then March not gonna hold anything anymore. Then we still gonna go to Q2, right? But I don't think so. I mean, I don't hope for ETH. That's different. All right. So that's hype I'm gonna cover later on. Let's go first by by Bitcoin. First thing first, we still are in a new month, so positive month, the fourth already in a row. Let's see if we're gonna continue. If not, then yeah, definitely 120, 120k, 180, 150, whatever in this area. It's gonna be the next grab of liquidity, and then we might start to retrace if that's gonna carry on, right? But that's monthly only. Look in the weekly, still we didn't regain the high. We didn't close anything above it, right? So that's technically what we are aiming right now. I'm not sure if we're gonna do it in the next 6 hours. We might, right? If we're gonna go higher and we start to close the weekly technically above ish 109-ish area, then perfect, right? So that's gonna be a bullish regain, and the next week we might even pop the high and do a new all-time high or whatever. So that's fine. Doesn't seem that big issue for it, but still on the oscillator we are a little bit too high for the price action, and the divergence still in, and we still have the negative money inflow. It's the second one's gonna be as well after the week close or open, depends how you see it, and we might see some retracement, right? Daily wise, we still in this freaking chain of sideways, a little bit to the downside. Let's see. We still have some room to run, that's for sure. If we want to go higher, then still fine. We still can do it. But on the Wave Master, we are kind of shaming that we might reverse soon. If that's gonna be, if we're gonna close below the 109-ish on the daily, we might see some reversal or some trend change coming in. Or even if we're gonna retrace now in this next 6 hours, then definitely the next close is gonna be below the weekly, then for sure that's gonna be the reversal and we're gonna go lower. Right, that's daily. So take that with a little bit grain of salt. 4 hour, we had the pop right after the dead price action. That was really fucking horrible. I'm happy that I didn't been here around and didn't watch the freaking charts for that, because that's horrendous. Like I was mentioning, the bearish retest, we had technically the T. We went a little bit lower. We still facing to go maybe higher. If that's gonna happen, then yeah, we're gonna go to 109.5 to retest the swing failure. If not, if we start to retrace, then any close below the weekly, then we're gonna see any reversal and we might see bigger retracement, right? That's the whole key. This whole liquidity grab, it's been fine, but we still getting hold by some quite heavy bits, right? It's 400, 300 and a half, and some little bit around it. So yeah, it's still something to consider that we are being hold right now. Boring, like, oh, it's gray outside. I don't even can see far away. It's so gray. So heavy rain is falling down right now. Anyhow, that's great. I'm happy about it. Cooling off as well. So that's the whole thing. Still, yeah, technically, if we're gonna pop it, then all-time high it might be, because there's not much gonna hold us eventually, right? And we might even create a higher high from this structure. So that's what I'm aiming for. If not, we're gonna carry on lower. Right now, the thing is as well to consider. We are in the order book. We are kind of aiming to go even again to the band what we created. And still, if he's gonna fail and gonna go towards Q3, I'm seriously aiming for 106.2 area to have a bounce from it. Because technically, what we actually aiming for is this. So if I can borrow the super fibs for Stu, this is the area right now, because we create a high, we have a low, and any retracement, that's gonna be the pocket, and then off you go. Right? So I put it all up, but we're going to make a video to explain them, and maybe we can have. Yeah, we are busy on those ones. Yeah. The volatility should the video is already uploaded, I guess. It should be. We did that already. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Well, yeah. So that's what I'm kind of aiming for, the pop to the side, to the lower, grab the longs, and go higher eventually. Same over here. We are literally inside the band on the 4 hours of 150 axis. Like I mentioned, we took most of them out. There's still some left above it. Us on the daily side, we didn't grab most of it with the lows what we created on 106. We still are able. That's why I'm aiming a little bit lower than 106 area. If we're gonna hold June, that's fine. That's gonna be the grab of 150 axis. I didn't announce it, but I didn't make it. Juice did, I guess. I didn't make the video. They asked me, but I didn't want to do it. And weekly still, New Year open is the most 150 axis average liquidity to grab on that. So that's still in place. Didn't change much. That's gonna be on a little bit on Bitcoin. Like I've been mentioning, 1 hour it's still trying to hold the pace. Let's see if the next close in 30 minutes gonna be above the previous daily. If not, that might fail. The buyback on that one is quite strong as well. They're holding it, right? So they're trying. But let's see. Let's see. Is the still intact? So that's nice to keep track on that one. Hype. I'm not sure if you're gonna go lower than June right now. I still have that super fib. Still have my bits over here, but I don't think that's gonna be the aim right now. Weekly open. I mean, it all depends in 6 hours. If we start to climb up and going higher, that's gonna be the bullish. So it's gonna be the second bullish weekly open after we had the bigger retracement on that one. So that's could be positive. If we start flipping weekly, then off we go. So that's not gonna hold us, and then we start to flip the 42 area, and of course we're gonna create a new high of 54-ish. That will be really nice. Small retracement to June, and then we're gonna attack the 50-ish. So that's gonna be quite nice. But I seriously, I mean, I like and I don't like at the same time what we are doing over here. We creating a little bit too perfect the stairs up, like the highs, the lower high, higher high, high low, whatever. It's been a little bit too perfect, and right now we didn't technically we didn't do a settle a new high on hype. So not that I'm worried about it, but this didn't been recover, right? We didn't settle a new higher high. So it's another lower high followed by higher low. Yeah, it is. It always does, yeah. But if Bitcoin's gonna start falling, right, or retracing a little bit heavier, then this might go even to June. Why? Because it's perfectly retest every single thing, right, or even lower. That's why I want to say, because there we have a lot of liquidity build up of the move up. So that's the whole thing that I'm worried and not. I mean, I like to go a little bit lower to fill my bags. I would love that. That's why I'm holding the technically super VIP still intact over here, because it's still valid, right? After this high, we create a new higher high. Technically, it is higher high, but structure wise, it is a lower high. So that's why I'm aiming for fill up the bags over here, and then we still can go higher. Similar to this, but eventually you see this, what I mean, with the creating perfect stairs. It was same thing, right? We did it constantly, and then we failed quite heavily, and then did this. So if we're gonna do exact the same thing, then yeah, that might be happening. Or we're gonna go even a little bit higher, right? Something like this. Go back, and then that's gonna be the next run for it. Not this. Liquidity wise, yeah, we still can grab a little bit more to the upside on the hype, so that's even more positive than Bitcoin. Daily wise, it's more to the lower side, and of course weekly it's gonna be definitely lower, but that's Q4. I'm not aiming for that yet. But daily wise, yeah, if you start failing on the daily, then that's why we might grab the 20x's together with the 150 ones below us. And of course, the band didn't move at all. And technically, if you go on 4 hour, then having as well on the ALGO master, there's SuperFib, the automated SuperFib. So that gives me as well a sign that that area is still valid, and it's still, we might aim for that one. After that, we still have one bigger order block below us, nothing above us. So that's not much that's gonna hold the price action down or in place. So that's as well kind of positive. If we start to climb up on it, technically we are facing to go higher, right? But it's all depending on the Bitcoin, what's it gonna do. Because right now, this was the price action of Bitcoin, and this is on hype. So hype is still holding the price action down, just because I guess they are waiting for Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin is gonna create after the bigger push, what they just did. That's why we start to fail that, and that gives me a little bit as well positive thinking that it was just a liquidity grab. But we still can carry on, of course. Nothing to disagree on that, right? Because like already on 50 minutes we start to go off. So if that's start to turn over, we can go higher. Yeah, it's all possible. Definitely 10 minutes. Same thing. Sorry, same thing. We still some room to run. Either way, it still technically can be like that, but it's really odd one. Just from the high to the lows, just because we broke this structure. Alright, but that's on a lower time frame. Not much to say about that yet. I'm on 15 minutes, been broken. If we're gonna go technically higher, then that might be the area that we're gonna fail. That said, we might grab the one bits order that's laying around over here. So something to consider. Let's see how we're gonna play out. It's Sunday, volatile, before the market's gonna open, before Asia's gonna do something. I also had some run. Nothing major, but there was something to consider too long, maybe as scalp. So still injective. I might do it over here. Yeah. Didn't freaking out. That was my area to notify me. Grab the long. missed out on that one. But I'm still waiting for May. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm still waiting for May. Let's see. I'm not considering to do any major moves if we're gonna start to break above June. Yeah, regain June for me, it's the key level, and then we still can finally aim for 15 ish area. That's something to, for the long term for my side. Per, technically on per, we are squeezing quite heavily on it. So same as hype as well, holding the lows and failing the highs, and that's the whole squeeze of it. But on per, I'm kind of aiming to flip the February. Flip the February, then definitely we're gonna create a new high, come back to retest the daily, and off we go on that one. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it to scalp it a little bit more lately. So let's see how that's gonna play out. But it's as well depending on hype, what it's gonna do. If we start to flip the weekly, then per is gonna go off, and quite ballistic as well. Solana, let's do some figures on the side. Still in long, perfectly to the T what I got over here. I was a little bit worried if we're gonna start having bigger retracement on that one, but that's gonna send it. Fine, I'm happy on that one. Right now, if we start to flipping either way weekly right now, then I guess the next step is gonna be the 165, the highs of it, and that's great. I like to see that. That's gonna be the next resistance on that one. If we start to flip that, then perfect. Oh, we technically been in the super flip already, so that's fine. We did the we got the 0.5, so it played out halfway ish, and now we're just going higher. Perfect. Nice to see that. I like it. I've been calling that as well in the alt section somewhere. If someone didn't catch it, then sorry. Wait for the retracement on a 4 hour or 1 hour, and then take it as this. Cookie, like I was mentioning, I left the break even still position. Just a little bit one. I took a little bit more profit on that one. Let's see. I'm not even gonna re-add to that one yet. Still, we're gonna flip the weekly. And that's gonna be on most of the coins when I'm gonna talk right now. Weekly is gonna be the key point to flip to go higher. So I want to see to flip that, see some strength in some of them, and then I might re-add into them or take a bigger position. That one pin as well, going quite steady in the nice stairways move to the upside as fart coin. I've been mentioning as well. I had a small position on that one, and now I'm aiming for the super flip to maybe to shorten it. I guess we might see it a little bit earlier, just because the daily already start to get overheated. But yeah, it's a nice one. Kind of play out what I was aiming for. That's great. Render, we're still holding the line in sand, so that's great. And now I really want to see the flip of Q2. If we're gonna do that, then I'm start to look in for any longs on that one. But that's great. That's great recovery. I just want to carry on and go a little bit higher on that one. Grass, still not much to say. Still a lower low and settled, and we didn't regain anything. So, and as I was mentioning, weekly. Weekly is the flip first, what you want to see, and then try to create any high on the previous structure. Used to go for it. But so far, we lost a little bit too much on it to even be thinking to buy it or do anything with it. So I'm not really keen on that one. Kaito, it's a nice one. Really nice recovery. Well, as I was mentioning, we're still holding the yearly, so that's good on it, but we might see some retracement. Either way, coming back to 103, that's going to be perfect to hold and having the V bottom flip from it. That's going to be fine, and then start to going higher, because that one still have some longer run to go, and we see a bigger stupid flips for the very stupid flips for that one. It's because it's kind of destroyed the whole structure while it was building up quite quickly as well. Sui as well, stairways to heaven. So that's really nice to see that it's held by really tapping into the super flip on Q2, what I was mentioning. That's a really small position on that one so far. It even recovered weekly almost, so that's great. That might even go higher. So if we're gonna see anything above the 3.05-ish, then June and May is still the aim to go for it. That's great. It's really good. We still have a small super flip into it for the retracement. But that's just what I want to see is something like this, going lower and then going for the highs, right? That's what I want to see on it. So yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, and someone was mentioning to me that we see some positivity in TIA. Not much positivity for me, but we start to hold the floor, I guess. But I don't care about it that much. I seriously don't. No, I still have something on it, and that can even go to fucking hell for me. I don't care about it. I leave it like it is. I mean, I'm not even touching it. I'm not even looking at it. Whatever. And of course, when I was away, people start to fucking remember me around that XRP is still alive, unfortunately. Still didn't die, as it should. The only thing what kind of fish would I will trade with is this. This stupid, very stupid pocket I will take. If that hits, I'm fucking gonna short the shit out of it. I don't care. Than what I did from the top. So that's my aim for it. That's what I'm gonna do. Say, I did some over here. Yeah, not much been changed on that one. Still grinding. There is still some on the daily side positivity to go lower. Right, that's why I'm having this stupid flip over here, because that's what the aim is. Just because on the daily you regain your previous swing, create a new high, and now you need to settle a new low. And just because of this M pattern, I'm aiming that that's gonna be the level that we're gonna bounce from. Right. So yeah, I'll wait for that one. Not much to say. Either way, it doesn't matter how 4 hour looks like. I'm still aiming for 0.22 to hold that. This swing pattern over here, what we had, that support, it's really good. That's what I'm aiming for. And it kind of like tries to holding a little bit. Yeah. Failing, still holding this floor. But yeah, it can go quick with it because we have a fair value gap into it as well. Yeah. It will be nice to close it. Something similar to here, right? Because that one went a little bit lower, but still exact the same thing. It eventually, right? So same over here. Still we wait for it. That's the aim. That's the aim on that one. Argo. There are some people into it. I was calling by for some of the students to take profits literally over here, and what they did good. And now we are starting to falling down. Now the next step is I wanted to hold this. If we're gonna come back into the pocket, we're gonna hold the floor. Then the next TP area is 0.16. So that's one. Refined. It's not even bothered to look at it. Yeah, deep is. Okay, this can go both ways, right? Still valid. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's been valid. I mean, we did it, right? So technically, that's been played out already. So right now, what you are kind of aiming is the bigger one, right? But then eventually, any retracement on that one to hold the floor, hold your 0.13 or 0.12. It's a long go to the stew pocket, right? Because then still you're aiming for like freaking 68%. So yeah, I will freaking long that. Either way, yeah. D4 I might even come a little bit lower because that one didn't get hit. Close. Oh yeah, still possible to do that on deep. So that's quite positive. Pepper. Cool. A little bit lower than I was expecting it to go. That I put to November open, and look at that. May and November went a little bit lower, regained that, holding November and May. And now off you go. I've been mentioning that to a student of mine. So there we have it. Nice. Nice play out. Ada doing something stupid? No. Still going for it. Nice. That's good. Not much anymore to go by, I guess. Everything went quite well. Oh yeah, that was the bot area that it took the long on it. So yeah, great stuff. I guess so far we doing it good. We holding it. Let's see if we're gonna regain that. They start to pull. They pull the order. There we have it. That's been pulled. 500 bits and got pulled. The next one is 495, and there you have the 323. That's the only one. So if that's got popped, I'm gonna freaking teleport to 118. So yeah, interesting stuff. Let's see. Or maybe they're gonna hold it. I mean, it's still 6 hours to daily open, but fucking if they're gonna hold this in 6 hours, this price action again, then I don't know what's going on lately, but I'm having quite issue with the price action lately. I'm never gonna say it's manipulated or something, but it's way too controlled. Like Bitcoin doing this, like come on, this is bullshit. And I don't care. It's 3 days long weekend or whatever, independent day. That shouldn't be even the issue for Bitcoin. And lately we had that price action way too often. Yes, I understand range, but fucking hell, this is horrendous. This was the most bullshit price action ever. Now we have this as well. Like fucking hell, I don't know what's going on, but it feels a little bit odd lately. Mm, 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 mm. It doesn't feel natural anymore. I don't know why, but it's weird. Quickly don't see that much often. Daily as well. This whole freaking recovery over here, it doesn't make sense at all afterwards. Yeah, I know, but still, it's weird. It's freaking off. Like this as well. Like by like what is it, $100? Not even. I guess we didn't even create a high. Like fuck's sake, seriously? Yeah. What's that? $1? Fucking hell! Like seriously? I don't know. It's horrendous. It's something special, I guess. Or maybe we don't deserve the better price action. I don't know. But somehow it does what it is. So that's why I'm kind of leaning a little bit more on hype. All right. Yes, I know it's an alt, but still, it follows Bitcoin as well to the T. So it waits for Bitcoin does the move, settle down, and then it's gonna continue, right? So yeah, that's why I like it. And it's quite more clear on the moves what it does. Right? Those retests quite perfect as well. Quite nice, clean. Nothing like fucking. Either way, this is controlled. Like this is even heavier control than Bitcoin, but it's freaking better price action at overall. Like yeah, they struggled over here a little bit, but still, they managed to freaking retest the bottom of this structure over here to go to create a high, right? Either way, Bitcoin didn't fucking didn't even. Let's not talk about this price action at all. Anyhow, yeah, that's gonna be interesting what Hype's gonna do. Trio. People have been asking about Trio as well lately. Unfortunate, we didn't settle the, or we didn't break the structure, the swing, what we came all the way to 0.3 on it. But Stairways to Heaven still played out. Nice, right? Straight line. So happy about that. I can draw high, low, and we still can go a little bit higher. Now, if we're gonna pop the freaking Q3 again and start to hold May, then we might see something bigger happening, like something bigger cooking. That's as well, like most of the times I've been mentioned that as well. Like people don't kind of forget about the structure and how it looks like and how it forms. So look at this actually. The whole way over here, we've been doing the grind shitty like that, right? And what do we do right now? Yes, freaking trend line, forget about it. Don't tell Viking about it. Now, what do? We start to kind of ish regain what we've been failing constantly, right? So to simple this out, like this is the perfect way to see like there is some strength coming in. Now we need to hold it. How do you do that? Quite simple. There's a reason why you build this up because the liquidity is building below you, right? So now how do you do that? You grind this. You need to regain any of the structure. You're failing it. You're holding the flow. And then you have a bigger moves, right? Why? Because you bounce from the liquidity that's been grabbed. That's the most perfect scenario. Doesn't need to play out as that perfect, but something like that, it's still possible, right? To do. And it's great. I like to see the regain of the structure or any kind of way. Still, there is some room to run higher to do that, but technically, it's still positive in my eyes. Stage free zone. What the fuck? What are you talking about, Lansby? Triangle. This the range. Um. Oh, okay. Didn't hear. Good. uh, Bonk. It's been a while. That one. This shit is still alive, by the way. Oh, sorry, I didn't say anything. Um, nice, right? To hold the floor, you didn't even come close to it. Now, the only thing what you wanted on the weekly, close above the. Okay, for now, can we agree that I'm gonna talk about 0.22 price because I'm not gonna call all those zeros out, right? Every single time. So you need to hold right now on the weekly close 0.22 cents, right? Let's go like that. Make it more sense. On the weekly, you need to close it above. Then you come back to retest your freaking low, and then off you go, right? That's what you're aiming for. And that's going to be same on every single time frame right now. That's your aim. Either way, daily going to close a little bit lower. I don't care till the weekly is going to close above that line over here with that number. I'm not going to call it every single time. So great recovery, that's for sure. Great hold of your lows right now. And yeah, this can pop, definitely. Yeah. But of course, you need to remember that this is coming in your on your way. Why? Because you broke the whole freaking floor from the from the highs. So yeah, off you go. But you still nice 185%. So if you're gonna catch the lows or anything right now, if you're not in the long right now, this is perfect position to take TPs if you are in it because the turnover might start on it and retracement, and that's the area what you want to hold right now. Closing below, then you know what's happened. Because this is kind of is as well what you are facing right now. Why? Because you broke the structure twice on a daily, right? So if daily is that high already, yeah, retracement is coming. But take the TPs and then ladder in because then you're aiming for this, right? It's gonna be super VIP into the super VIP. I don't care, but you know you get the point, right? You're aiming for something like this, and that's your position to freaking go for it. Yeah. I think I was looking at that one previously. Guys. Technically, yeah, that's a little bit shitty right now because what we had a higher high, now we have a lower high, we had a low, and now we have a lower low. UP. Now, technically, what you are aiming for is this, right? But still, this is freaking 100. Oh, how much? 400%. Fucking hell. Anyhow, you're not gonna wait for that, right? Because that's quite a good chance to grab right now. So what you're gonna wait for it, you need to create a. Oh my god, this course I thought. Okay, so on the daily, right, and even daily looks freaking wrecked on the oscillators. Anyhow, let's say hypothetically, right now you need to create a new high, right, from this position, settle a low, and try to continue that shit. If that's gonna continue holding the floor, if this is gonna be your floor, what you're creating from this low, then yes, you're aiming to go to $3, right? That's your aim. But you need to settle the new high first, right? Either way, what you can do is even you're not sure about it, try to see on the lower time frame if you can scalp it and hold the scalp. That means right now what you do is quite good. You have your low, right? Your V bottom kind of ish. That was your previous high, low, higher high, like freaking lower low, again higher high, and now lower high, higher low. So that's good. Right now, what you want is regain of this or of this right price action. So coming into it, coming back and holding this, then you can scalp away from it, right? That's what I would like to see. Definitely this price action, holding this. Otherwise, it's gonna be tricky. See, kind of is what you are doing over here. That's what you are looking for. So same thing. That was the lowest point. Same here, right? Try to recover. This you gain on the whole position in, right? Same thing, or even this one, right? You had a pop, fail, low, higher low, and off you go. Same here. Same here. Exact the same structure what you build over here, you want to see over here for this kind of pop, right? And be careful because you're not gonna grab it with the super flip. It's gonna be front run it as fuck. Right, so same over here. Kind of similar as well. This is what you are looking for. Yeah. That makes sense, probably. Yeah. That's what you are aiming for. You really want to regain any structure. Otherwise, if you're not gonna regain, right? This was as well the regain of the structure from the low. You didn't do it. So, dang. I'm on long from low. From this low? If you are from this low, then yeah, hold the position. Then I will hold it. Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, yes, take some profit on the way, but hold it because it will be shame to lose this entry for our previous low. So this one of 0.64. That's still good. Yeah, hold it. Take your TP on 0.73, right? If you regain that high, next one, there's retest 0.81, 08. Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice. Really nice entry. I hope you're gonna get that whole big ass swing from it. That would be really nice. Packs still aiming to go. Oh, there we have it. Hidden diverging on the daily. So yeah, that might pop and go a little bit lower. If that happened, then what you buy. Nice. So it's still possible to go lower. It doesn't need to, right? It still can hold the floor and go higher. Why? Just because there is still super flip to retest from the highs. So we still have some room to run. Anyhow, on that one, it's still positive overall. Why? Because looking at it close in the weekly like that, then we still have some room to run, right? We still can go aim for the all-time high on that one as well, either way. So it's all possible. WDC? What's that? WDC. What's the oh, digital comp. Okay. I'm not sure. Do you wanna this the stock what you were talking about? I think so. Look. Still, yeah, all-time high. I mean that's unstoppable right now. This was quite a crazy move from the lows. 60% from the turnover. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. This is still going off, right? So next, I mean, if you are on it, then fine. This is kind of is the area to take TP right now. The next one over here, and that's gonna be all-time high on it. But it's looking at the weekly on it, that's crazy. That build off. It's not natural at all, but it's stock. Nothing is natural on stocks. So don't worry about that. But yeah, still going strong. I mean, it started to get overheated, but still some room to run. Either way, daily. Yeah. First, after the May, you have the first reversal. Divergence, of course. It's divergence as fuck. Two wheels. But yeah, it's still going strong. If you are on it, then TP it. And those are as well the next levels for TP because it might turn around, but it still doesn't do it since fucking April. So I'm not sure if that's gonna even do right now. Still can go higher. Well, not much to say about it. And I guess the earnings gonna be over here. Like that's July the 29th. Yeah, so I mean, I guess it's gonna be something like this. Earnings gonna be positive after this freaking move. It's gonna skyrocket and then fail, doing something like this. Might be, right? That was the dividends what they pay out from it. So that's why you see when the dividend pay out, yeah, there's some retracement on it. Exactly, and they recover it. Earnings positive. Earnings positive, revenue a little bit less, 0.9%, but that's nothing. It as well had some range formation over here, and then it's freaking went off the cliff. Negative, 0.7 negative earnings, and then it went freaking, yeah, because people sold off. Yeah, sold off on the negatives. Nice. You can those stocks playing out like so accurate. Like you just wait for the earnings to go into it, and then you just freaking long and short the shit out of it. So accurate. Like stocks, it's so fucking boring to play out of it. I mean, yeah, long and short, you don't need to buy or selling or buying it, right? But yeah, it's a parabolic going up technically. So happy you if you are on it. Is there anything much change? Not much. I guess I saw Max posting something about what was it? Yeah. 906 area as well, but he went too long into it. Yeah. Still good. Like quick into it and then Yeah, it's nice first long area. Definitely, if you're not gonna start breaking it. And then the biggest one, if you start failing June, February still might hold us. I'm not sure about it, but still might hold it. If that's gonna still failing, then freaking this area, we can put a house on it. That's gonna freaking bounce from it over here. So much liquidity stacked here. Crazy. But so far, we are not yet there. Anything else, guys, you wanna have a look on? Tickers, indicators, whatever. Hey, that 1 hour still not close here, of course. Oops. Control. We still have 0.7. That's great. Just because we grabbed those 150 X's. Get a little bit clean. Because we did that. If we start to failing that, right? Then might grab that. And that's gonna be kind of is the area what's his name? Max aiming for as well. Myself as well, and then that I do something like that. So yeah. What time frame do I like to trade? 4 hour. 4 hour, and my confluence is on 1 hour. I'm most like I'm a swing trader, so I'm not bothered with literally that price action on lower time frame. And scalping, I really don't do it anymore because I don't really want to spend that many time behind my computer and sitting in front of my chart. I can do better things with my life and spend it with my family, friends, or whatever. And to be honest with you, there is much more that I do on the side than only trading. So for me, it's swing trading, right? I'm most of the times what I'm aiming for is swings. I'm aiming for the lows and the highs only. So I had a short from here, but I closed that one already somewhere, and I'm still in the short from here. I didn't get stopped out at all on it because my stop loss is a little bit higher than that. And yeah, sometimes I'm using stop loss. Don't worry. So I'm still short on that one. And technically, what I'm aiming is, let's see, it's still long. I had a long from here, but that one was a little bit weird position. I didn't pay attention on that one that much. Still have a long on that from here, from that weekly open, that close from here. I have a long and stop loss below the wick. So yeah, I'm aiming for the swings always. I don't bother with the small. And for me, I don't care if I'm gonna wait like a week or two for a swing to play out. But then if it's gonna play out, it does quite nice and accurate and quick, heavier, and I don't need to worry about it, right? Because I really don't have time to spend and to pickpocket the freaking 1 hour or over 1 minute to 5 minutes or whatever. Mine is 4 hour. I'm almost at 4 hour. You're gonna catch me always looking at 4 hour. And if I want to see something happening like lower time frame, 1 hour it is, just to confirm like, all right, how is that behaving? Is there any room to retrace? Yes. If that's gonna be on 1 hour, then of course 4 hours is gonna follow, right? And then of course the high time frame daily and weekly I'm looking at it as well. Even way, like if 4 hours is gonna start retracing, 1 hour start retracing, what's gonna do the daily? How high are we? Not that. Still some room, but if we start to retrace right now, close below the weekly, then reverse is gonna pop up over here, and then we're gonna go lower, right? So that's what I'm playing. What confluence do you consider to take along on BTC? This is already confluence 1. right? So technically, if you order book below you, if you swing, this you swing area, what didn't been tested, yeah. So this is already one area. Second area, if you bend exactly on that same place, right? So that's already 2, 3 confluence, right? If there is going to be like a open level, then that's going to be the second one. Liquidity. So on 4 hour, for example, if you're going to retrace, you take out the 150 axis, you take out the 20 axis all the way down. So most of the times Bitcoin is going for 20 and maybe sometimes 10 axis, right? So that's already like next confluence on top of that. And if you have any swing points from it or either way super fib, then yeah, that's as well a bigger confluence to that one. And there it is. Like right now, you have literally, on this point, you have 4 confluence. 5, technically. So, yeah, I pulled the trigger on long on that one. Either way, I'm going to ladder in, right? And I'm going to ladder in. If I'm going to take the long, I'm ladder in quite heavily. Something like this, either way. Right? Why? Because if that's fail, then that might hold. And if that's not going to hold, then done. I'm going to be out of the position and I'm going to ladder exact the same position over here. Right? Because that's the next level. There's not going to be nothing in between because this been tested. This is not going to hold you. Right? This might hold you. And I always ladder a little bit more into it just because of the wick into it and recover and go. So that's how I'm looking into it. If that's answer your question. This pocket over here, what you see through this whole area, this you confluence. This is the best confluence right now that you can have on the long. This, right? All of the liquidity been taken, right? You don't have, unfortunately, you don't have any levels that's open over here, but that's gonna be like second one. The band, order books, super fibs, done. It's done. There's nothing much to do, right? If we're gonna go lower, then that means we start to dump quite heavily. There is something more heavier going on with Bitcoin. But that's what we're gonna do over here. This is not a dump. You guys need to remember that this is a retracement, retest of the lows, and you carry on. Right? This as well. This wasn't a dump. This was just a retrace. Either way, it happened on the 4th of July. What most of the people are saying that we're gonna have a dump on it. We didn't get any. Right? This is a kind of a dump, but you can have it literally from the retrace. It went heavier, right? So most of the times, what Bitcoin is doing is retracing. It's not dumping. Market might dump, but that's different. So yeah, that's my confluence. Exactly that point. So yeah, that's what I'm using. That's a little bit to be same on, for example, hype. If you want to look at hype, what do we have? June, right? Yes. Technically, we've been testing it quite heavily as well. That's been tested as well, but still, it's possible. Just because it was that heavier on the test, it might hold us, right? If we're gonna retrace lower, right? Next, what we're gonna do? We grab all of the 100 axis, 20 axis to the June level, and then what do we have more? Right, we have the order, the band and the order book over here. That's your confluence as well. Let's see if that's gonna happen at all. If we're gonna go that low. So far, kind of is waiting for Bitcoin to do this move and carry on. Right? Sense? I hope so. It's a simple swing points based trading. I don't do anything like over fucking top or complicated, or I don't need to have like 1600 fucking indicators on the charts. And it's not that I'm lazy. I'm just like my time much more and efficient than spending whole day on the charts and looking for the scalps that's gonna take over for the long term and then babysit the whole constantly the trade. I don't need to do that. I'm going super heavy on the high and the lows when it falls. Set up my TPs on the exchange and setting some alerts as well on the trading view. And there it is. I'm gonna be notified anyway. Yeah, I do, of course. That's why I'm ladder in. You cannot ladder in without limit orders. Yeah, I mean, you can do market opens, but that's gonna be freaking expensive on the end run. Yeah, limit orders always. I always like if I were gonna show you my exchange, it's gonna be full with freaking limit orders, even it's on the top, on the bottom, or whatever. It's shitloads of lines and orders. And yeah, I do. That's why I said like every single time, like I have a different watch list for myself for my own trading, but I'm not showing on the streams. But either way, like for example, if you're gonna take this right, then like I was mentioning, I will ladder something like this, and I have like shitloads of orders laying down over here. That's my ladder system, right? If that's the area, then yes. And same, take profits, right? I'm still having like my take profits laddered in and laddered out in the exchange, technically, over here. And of course, the bigger ones over here, but I don't think it's gonna even grab that. Right? So yeah, always. Either way, it's a notification. That's always the prio. Why? Because I want to be notified if that happened. Like, I'm not gonna fucking every single 5 minutes check my trading view if something happens or not. I want to be notified. Like for example, I had it as well. I did this for I guess for one of my students as well. But I didn't get notified over here. Why? Because it didn't reach my notification, right? So yeah. Why I had it here? Just because of the swing, front run the swing point a little bit, and it front run that even like heavier, and it closed above this high. So yeah, can happen. But yeah, I always do that. So the thing is, like, let's say, okay, let's take this, right? Don't care which ticker it is, but let's say it's this. I want to trade this. What do I do first? It's always placing the order on the trading view. So technically what I'm doing, right, I want, for example, ladder in here. So I'm placing the lines, right, or something like this, putting the alerts on top of it. Then where do I want to take my take profit? First one over here. Second one, somewhere over here, front run it a little bit, right? So it's going to be here. I place every single thing on the ticker and on the exchange on the trading view with all of the alerts, right? Combine it, all of the alerts and lines and whatever. And then I'm going to the exchange to place that order, but I want to ladder into it. Then I know that I'm going to be notified first thing first, and I know it's going to be taken in the exchange, right? That's what I'm doing always on all of the coins or whatever. And then on the side, I am having as well the bots that are running and doing their own things. Technically, I need to check because they took the TP. Yeah, it took the TP. Still fine. This is still fine going. And this is still carry on. Oh, great. So yeah, that's how I trade. And like I said, I make it easier for myself without any fucking stress. Because why I should stress about this bullshit price action right over here? There's no sense to trade this freaking shit because it is when I can have like freaking 2-3 days off from trading, coming back and seeing this happening and see like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like this is my next step. If that's not gonna be hit, fine with me. The rest, previous one, still running, right? Either way, it's short or long. And I'm just like looking for the next one. So this is my next one. If that's gonna be hit, perfect. Sell it around, right? If not, then yeah, be my guest. Then not, and then it's gonna be the next one or a different ticker. So yeah, I don't like to overcomplicate my stuff and to spend so many times. Like, yeah, of course, I'm sitting here as well on Discord, but that's different things what I'm doing on the side, and sometimes talking with the people on the voice chat or whatever. But it doesn't mean I need to look constantly in front of the charts and looking at the chart or whatever, finding the scalp or bro. That I no, I'm a little bit too old for that. I'm sorry. I have better things to do. And like that, I can take my time, right? 4 hour charts. I can take my time. Why? Because like I said, every single Friday, Saturday, and half of the Sunday, that's my weekend. And through the week, I can freaking do the orders, see the swings, or is it short or long? I don't care. Both of them, I will set. That's it. And I can do whatever I want. I will be notified on the way up or down. So yeah, it makes my life a little bit easier, and I can do a lot of things. And on the side, when I'm doing as well a lot of mentoring, right? So I need to have the time for it. I can do scalping on freaking 5 minutes and then do mentoring, do my own stuff, be on the voice chat, do Discord, doing live shit, and yeah, no, that's not gonna be the able to do at all. That's why 4 hour for me is the key to go. Sometimes 1 hour if I see any trades, so I'm gonna take the 1 hour. If not, then 4 hour daily. Hello, Eagle. Oh, look at that. Who is here? People were wondering where you are. People were worried about you, Eagle. You didn't be online for like a couple days. You was charging your robot battery. Aw. Babysitting. Yeah. Look at that. Who's happy? I'm happy to see you. Happy to see you be back. I was babysitting. See you, Mark. Yeah. If you have any questions or Mark, if you want anything or talk about things, then let us know. Or even me or different mentors if you like their opinion as well. Let us know, man. If you need anything. That's why we are here. No worries, mate. Enjoy. Enjoy your food as well. Speaking about that, I need to order as well something. Didn't eat time. So yeah. What's happening? Do we have a new member who doesn't... What's going on in support? Anyhow. Oh, look at them. Is he so cute? See you, Prabhu. See you. Have a good one. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, Harrison, you too. Mate. Thanks for joining in. And like I've been mentioning, and keep the price action intact and in check as well. Because if we're gonna start to retrace, closing below the daily, either way, weekly or the daily, then we might go a little bit lower. Holding that shitty price action what we just created from the 2 days. Yeah, we might even go higher. We're gonna start to retest that. It's it's still fine, right? But yeah, it is what it is. We didn't get the retracement that we was hoping for eventually. Came quite close to Q3, but nothing major yet. So yeah, let's see how that's gonna be. And definitely a new weekly open. It's gonna be interesting, right? I've been like I was saying, 108-ish 9, close above that, and we regain the structure on the weekly. If not, then I'm sorry, but we might go a little bit lower. Okay. So I hope you're gonna be doing so well next week. It's nothing major happening, no big numbers, nothing. What is this? Bullshit. Nothing major happening. So I hope that's gonna stay like that. I hope that the fucking orange country fucker is gonna shut his mouth and it's not gonna say anything. I forgot about the big bill or whatever, and yeah, that's not gonna impact the market at all for that much. But it is what it is, and we need to live it. Fortunate, right? So keep it safe, keep it with stop loss, and yeah, straight away I would say if you need anything, let us know. All right, see you on the flip side, and I will speak to you Wednesday, I guess. Yeah, Wednesday the 9th. Yeah, see you Wednesday. Bye.